Firestarr, keeping it smashed.
So what were we were having a little chat earlier.
Yeah.
And we were talking about
Oh yeah.
a bit about, is it cancel culture?
Yeah. Another victim.
Yeah, because I asked you if you've seen the thing that Poet got.
I'll tell you what I found. So
No, can I just point out, I'm actually a fan of Poet. I really like watching
I
Poet.
rate Poet as well.
But I didn't hear what
I'm
was
gonna
going
say
on.
he's annoying, but
Nah,
do your
love
thing.
Poet.
But
Poet's
But
mama.
what actually happened?
he's a moaner, and I don't know, man.
No,
he comes
I
across
just-
in a way that I don't know.
I think he's hilarious. Maybe that's just
Do you watch Copper 90?
I watched some of the things that they do a whole heap of things, don't they? They do football documentaries.
What do you watch him on?
So
That's what my question.
I've watched him do the show, the football show that he does with Vuj.
Copper 90, yeah.
That's what that is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I've seen. I've seen
So
a couple of
I-
episodes of that talking football.
You
Never
watch Filthy
seen that.
Fellas?
No.
No,
You need
I've
to
not
watch
seen
Filthy
that
Fellas. You won't
either.
like it.
Exactly. I only watched.
You won't like it. Filthy Fellas is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Bro. I would have sent you some
So that's part of
episodes.
Copper.
I only see him
90
on-
was a
No, that's
separate
his own.
entity.
That's
Is he
his
still
own.
on that then?
Yeah. He still does Filthy.
Go on. Sorry,
I was
what
going
was
to say I only see him on Gasworks or
Gasworks is another one.
Yeah.
I think on Gasworks he's a bit of a fucking. He sucks up, man. He don't keep it 100, man.
I think that's
Everyone's
just
his
him.
brethren.
Yeah, but I think that's just
Everyone's
him.
his brethren. When Jammer came on, listen, you seen the Jammer one, yeah? When him and Alhan,
I've seen
that
it.
was one of the most legendary episodes.
I've seen a few. I've seen what you're talking about. Him do that on Gasworks, and I've seen him do that on Halfcast as well.
Yeah, I
but
see him on there and that's it.
It's like he openly admits, even when he's sitting with Chucky, that he don't really want to say anything to upset anyone. So it's like,
yeah, because he's a fan.
no, but yeah, I get.
And he's
you
out
don't
there,
have to
and
say
it's
that.
business as well for him.
It is, but then it's like then you're sitting there to. It's like
Keep the same energy.
no, it's that as well. But then what are you actually sitting there to give an opinion on when you're gonna keep it PG as well? Does that not?
Because not everyone's on fuckeries. I
It's
know
not
what you're
about
saying.
being on
Because
fuckeries, though. It's like the same conversation that me and you had when you said when you're like, you come out not one fuck given. There's been times.
no, but it's not even like that.
There's been times that when I've sat here and we've had a conversation, and I've said a couple of things, and then I've openly said it once or two. You've had to check me. I've been like, yeah, but I can't really say that. Why can't you say that? It's gonna fuck everything up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. But for me,
No.
I don't. It's whether you're conscious about it or not.
She's doing it now. She's like, I'm staying out of this one, man.
But it's whether you're conscious about it. I'll say shit. It seems like, you're trying to be. I'll just say what I fucking think.
But then I do agree with the one point that
I think-
in the UK that he did make was that everyone knows everyone and people will check you and they won't just allow it.
Yeah.
I could speak. I'm no one, but if I speak about an artist, it could affect
I think
a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think with Poet, he knows like
Well, he's
he
trying
knows
to
who
play
to
it
fuck
smart.
with. Yeah, he knows who to fuck with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He knows is there certain people he's not going to talk about their shit because he knows
A
it's going to
prime
go.
example is and it's like when they done the review for the Gigs album, it was like fucking. We said it off the thing that they blatantly weren't really feeling it or whatever, but they just didn't want to say it. Am I lying?
Boy,
I mean, you're the last person to ask that question because you ain't even feeling it, bro. Yeah, but it's like
I got slaughtered. I got slaughtered by so many people about my verdicts. Like that's my
You
opinion.
have to keep it 100.
That's my opinion. I didn't diss the album.
Do you know what I mean? If there's something I'm
But-
not fucking, if you ask me, are you listening to this fire? I'll tell you. Yeah,
Yeah, but I think that's
innit?
that's the problem with the size of the country and the way the industry's going over here.
People will check you for anything.
But at the same time, I feel like there are the reason why Poet's got an issue or people have an issue with Poet is that he will go all in on some people, and he won't say shit about others.
Yeah. 100%.
He needs to find a balance. That's the only.
But what if
But
he
other
He
than
is who he is.
But
but other than that, I rate him. This is the thing with Poet.
I don't not rate him, but
The thing with Poet, the reason why I can't really sit here and let people diss him or have him be this is the amount of people he's put on, bro.
true.
And that's why even Wiley, I'll come to his defense, and I don't know these people, but I just respect what people do, and a kind of different ethos that I try and live by is that Poet's fucking. Do you know Craig Mitch, the guy who's doing that?
Oh, yeah.
He's a football guy as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Poet's had a lot to do with him being where he is now.
He's on BT and that.
He's on fucking. He went with the England team, bro. He's
No,
like
that's
one
sick.
of. He's like one of the main
Poet
pundits.
is fully about the culture, and he must be the same. He's about the same era and age as us lot.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
so
he's in his 30s.
everything relates. You know when they're talking about new and old, and he talks about the lead, it all rings.
Poet
up.
was on Channel U. That's the rap show.
You just said something about, you said when you were saying something about when you come to Wiley's defense. I was just going to quickly say, fucking last week, we spoke about quickly you told me that he obviously came at Drake.
Yeah.
Then we finished the podcast.
Yeah.
And my guy,
Yeah.
Hollow,
Yeah.
had a few choice words for him.
He did.
And they're gone on Twitter. He deleted it. And then he done that post. You see Giggs' post with the horse.
Yeah, because he got
No,
drawn.
what happened?
Like,
I'm
he
not
got
sure
drawn
that
out.
was
He's got
It's
a
the
horse
horse
with
mentality.
He's got a horse with blinkers on, isn't
Yeah,
it?
he's like, I'm
Tunnel
straight
vision.
fucking winners only. I'm not rising to know. Because he's gone off. Giggs has gone off a couple of times. You know what I mean? Whatever.
What's he like? Like,
I don't know him like
is
that.
he?
Let's not make out like I'm fucking his...
You've been around him though.
Yeah.
So I'm saying,
So,
as someone that's been
the
around
way I
it,
see that is, look, he don't chat. He's not the extreme. He doesn't comment on anything. I think that post tells you he don't want to comment on. He just lost his mind. So the two occasions I'm talking about are the Krypton Conan thing, which got patterned in the end.
yeah.
And
That was minor though. Really.
he had some choice words for Wiley because Wiley was pushing buttons. Like, he's atting him about Drake, and Giggs ain't got nothing to do with the fucking...
What?
The wide
I don't.
air.
Obviously, you know the guy, but from a distance, it looks like to me he's the type of guy that he might say something in his circle or to who he's close to.
Probably.
Like, what the fuck's this about?
Yeah.
But
Or he might keep it to himself.
yeah, or it's something like he finds
Triggers.
Yes, but it takes a lot to get to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the Drake thing, he probably seen it and thought like, this prick, what's he going on like that
Why is he
for?
atting me as well?
No, before that.
Right.
He's probably
of
seen
course
it,
he's looking at
and he said it
anyone would
quietly to his people. He might have said it to Buck, for instance.
Yeah.
Look at you, seen this dickhead, and then when he brings it to him, it's like he's pushed him
He's
again.
pushed the button.
He's pushed it twice.
Yeah. But
That's
I
what
want
I'm
to
saying.
know, you know...
Everyone's got their limit.
You know
in
what I
it.
think? If you're an artist of the caliber of some of these UK artists or one of the biggest, you know when you say something or you post something, I want to know what happened. How many people does your phone just literally fucking blow up? Like, is your manager calling you? Like, is it? Do you know what I mean? I'm always thinking
It
it's
happens.
wild shit.
I'll see that with Chip before.
Like, someone
Chip's
calls him,
done,
like,
Chip's done some
what
wild
you
shit
doing?
and
If
blatantly
someone's checking to just be
100%.
like, listen, can you
100%.
because
And if there's not, you need better people in your team.
Yeah, no, you do. But I'll be honest, like, Giggs seems like the sort of person that he's doing what he wants anyway. So
No,
it's
but
a
he's
bit
gonna
different.
have but
Everyone
for
can
him
get-
to get to where he is,
Yeah,
he's
you've
gonna
gotta
have people
someone-
that he respects.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you see what I'm saying? So someone, I imagine that Buck will be one of them people that if he says to him, nah, you know what, that's a bit mad.
Or he's the first one ringing his phone, like.
Yeah, he
"Hey,
won't
I
say,
don't know
wait."
if you should have really tweeted that, like.
Or he might have even said to him exactly what he put in that post, bro. He's like you don't
Yeah.
get him, don't let him draw you out.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
he'll just Giggs will look at himself and say, you know what, you're right.
I'm calm down.
Yeah,
now, just-
fuck that. Yeah, I should.
So, like, that was mental because we just touched you. I only heard about the Drake and the Wiley thing when we done the recording.
Yeah.
I
I remember, and I got home and I got missed calls from you saying,
because
did
someone
you say
texted me, like, because it's so mental now as well. Sometimes, like, the close circle of my mates, like, when something happens with anything, but with music in general, it's always on the radar, whether it's WhatsApp group chats or whatever, or if it's anything to do with Giggs. But so I've got a message saying, have you seen Giggs? No one explains nothing. Have you seen Giggs' Twitter? Immediately I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like, have I done? Is it about me? Please, hopefully not. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like, because you never know, innit? In this day and age, anything can. I thought, nah. And I've looked at it, I was like, it's about Wiley. Lasted about half an hour. He's had him up one time though.
yeah, he buoyed
Did you
him.
see the tweets?
He buoyed him. Yeah, of course.
Something about like, you're an absolute dickhead, like, we ain't fucking mates and red.
Is this what you want people to see
Yeah.
me angry or?
Yeah, is this
'Cause-
what you want me to see angry now? Anyways,
Because you see people like Giggs, yeah, it's mad because they're so he comes across so calm, speaks so quietly and shit.
he's not looking to, he's a happy
No, but
guy.
when he switches, you know it's
then
not.
you know it's real. It's real.
You see the ones that always shouting and barking all the rest of it. They're not. When they actually get mad, you're like, you can't tell the difference.
Even
from
though I
normal.
reckon it becomes calm and they let it go and I'd be lying if you asked me as an individual, do you think that was his true feelings about what he said about Krypton Conan?
Of course. At that moment, yeah.
I think possibly, yeah. He
At the
probably
moment,
would
yeah,
deep
yeah.
down stand by it, but it's just like I didn't. He probably thinks I didn't need.
But
to
again,
really
even
do it.
with that, yeah, without trying to dig up old shit, I think it had, if I remember rightly, there was that list that Conan was upset about not being on, and Giggs was on it.
Like the Red Bull and all that.
Someone,
bullshit.
some
Yeah.
pretty irrelevant list. That came up, and then a couple of weeks later is when
I
the
don't think
thing.
it had anything to do with that list stuff, but
No, but I'm saying the same thing happened. Like they said something and he allowed it, and then they said something else, and he's like, "Nah, fuck this. You lot are taking a piss."
Yeah, I think it's.
That's what I think it
combination
is.
of
It's not.
fuckery, isn't it?
It's just not. It's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Basically, that's what he's. I think that's what he'd be on, but I don't know. But anyway, we're talking about fucking poets.
I never thought that deeply into it. People get pissed off. They tweet something.
How do you view it when you see like all this fucking madness? Do you just view it and laugh when you read a post like that from these artists, or do you think all of it's fake, or you just don't know?
You just don't know. I don't know any of them well enough to be like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
this is
true.
what they're
I
like.
don't
This
think
is what they
I don't
think.
think there's certain artists that you just know it ain't fake.
Yeah.
It's like the ones I respect, you know it ain't fake.
And even if it isn't, even if I'm like, oh, they're actually pissed off, or this is what they actually
You
think.
just think, fuck it, this is life. They'll get over it.
Everyone has an opinion. Yeah, exactly.
Life
It's not
goes
that
on,
deep.
you know what I mean?
I
And
want
the
bars though, man. I want it in the music.
Yeah,
I
that would be
don't,
better.
you're never gonna. I don't think you're ever gonna
No,
get.
you're not. It's
records
too
from-
much. It's too much money in
from
it.
the
now.
top ones.
It's too much money in it.
We
now,
the
man. I
only
love
person
that
doing
shit.
diss records probably, and we'll go at anyone, is Wiley, and we spoke about that already. So fucking.
I think Chip will still do it.
Yeah.
I think Chip will still draw for a pad, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I think Chip will still do it. If I
Chip
was
just wants to be left alone.
yeah, but
Leave Chip alone.
But he's made that situation where no one's gonna fuck with him no more.
But yes,
But anyway, yeah. So
back to what we were
go
saying.
on.
Poet. What happened? So basically, I come home yesterday. Was watching obviously the mighty Arsenal dominating in Europe again, like the good old days. So I come home from that.
Just keep silent. When you start saying that, just keep silent.
I don't know what to say anyway.
Just say, how did United get on this week? That's what you need to say.
Why are you laughing? Man United. It's one of them girls.
No, I
you know
do,
the
I
girls.
do.
You know these chicks just be buying football shirts for banter and that, slapping their name on the back. Who do you support? Man United. Like
You got Beckham on your shirt.
I got my name on my shirt.
Beckham.
But nah, basically, I come home from watching
I
the football.
can't say anything to that. Did you see? Yeah, exactly. I don't. I just.
Did you even know Man United played this week?
Yes, I did.
Who?
It's Barcelona.
She got it.
Yeah,
it's all over the news. Got battered. But anyway, was watching
Such a freak. You know. That?
watching the game yesterday. Come home now, and I was something. I feel like a notification on my Twitter, and Alhan's going in
On
just
Copper.
yeah on Copper on the
Oh,
cancel
that's
culture.
good. That's his bridging.
Alhan is a G. I've
Oh,
got
you're
so
doing
much.
football talk now.
No.
Okay. Sticking to the point. Fine.
'Cause Alhan, all right. Alhan was going in on anyone that had anything to do with this whole poet thing.
Right.
So going back, I
Yeah.
checked it, and there was, I think it's 365. There's a woman on there that mentioned something to Copper about addressing the fact that poet said something sexist about women's football, I believe.
Right.
But Alhan's drawn up her tweets talking about men
Okay.
and being sexist towards men and saying how cancel culture is bullshit. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
And he said there was another one of 365's employees that he drew up something about that said he was a guy that said they've pushed Copper 90 to
make this
to make a
decision.
decision. And the decision was they've stopped.
Suspended him.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all mad. But anyway,
It's fucked.
yeah. But I'm gonna come on to that. But
Yeah.
anyway, he whatever's happened with him's happened. I don't actually know what the official verdict is.
Yeah.
I just know on the latest video that got posted just before we're still recording this, ain't got poet in it. But then there's another guy that works on that same platform that got poet thrown off. Alhan's drawn up some tweets about him and said, "Can you lot address this?"
He's a realist G, innit?
Go out.
And they got him, and the guy got sacked.
Good.
He got sacked like last night within a couple hours. He was gone. But this woman got away with it. Sexist post about men. Now I'm not saying anything about femininity and that, but
No, it's inequality right there. I back you on that. That's not fair.
appreciate that.
No, but fucking.
I appreciate that.
What happens in the past, like, you know what I mean?
5 years ago, these tweets were
I
out.
think that's the point. So what
5
do
years
you feel
ago.
though? If that's thing someone said, can he not come out and now say, yeah, that was then, I don't think the same right now?
I used to say some wild shit back in the day.
Facts.
I just say some wild shit. And the fact is that people are more sensitive now as well.
And we're more aware of certain topics, and you just learn, man, as you get older.
Just wild.
How can-
But you know
how
what's
can-
mad? You know what's mad? Like, if we talk on a football level, and he's tweeted something which was a joke, and he's been thrown off. If Copper 90 don't reinstate him, and I go on Sunday, I'm going to watch Super Sunday, and
Yeah.
Jamie Carragher's going to be on there giving analysis after he spat water out of his mouth onto a little girl
Onto a little girl.
on camera.
Yeah.
Bro,
There's no fucking.
this
there's no
cancel culture shit's bollocks. Like,
bullshit.
it's bollocks.
But at what point? I guess there is
freedom of
things that
speech.
are-
That's assault, you know. Carragher, that is assault.
Yeah.
So you can assault someone, but you can't have freedom of speech on
some
the
of the
platform.
shit from before, like if it's really, really wild and needs addressing, you can understand why people might question something. But this is not.
Question it, but why you get it? Why you
losing
fucking
your
with a man's livelihood?
Yeah.
That's
He's got
what
two
I think.
kids.
Yeah, like how.
He apologized as well. From what I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
A lot
How
of people
can
were
you
like,
get
he
upset
didn't
about
say. People just pick, innit?
Yeah, but
People just
but
pick
it's
at
happened. It's a few
everything.
things that he's. How many times has he come on like platforms and said, "I'm different now. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to evolve. I'm a different person, etc., etc." What can he do? You know what I mean, it must get eventually like, all right, I'm sorry for something I said.
They didn't back
5
him.
years ago.
They didn't back him, did
No,
they?
Copper,
That's
Copper,
the reality of
Copper
it.
90 are about their brand. And the maddest thing is, for me,
He is a
Poet
big part
built
of
that brand.
Yeah.
I went on, like, I didn't watch the video, but I went on just before we started
Yeah.
recording, and I looked at the comments, and you can imagine what the comments are saying. Vuj, Poet, you need to start your own channel.
Yeah.
Because what does it take? They're getting a bag from Copper
And he
90.
was repping that hard. He was repping them, innit?
That was
He
the
bare
one.
proud
That
to
was the
be
one
part of it.
platform he was on that you'd always see him behave.
You know what? That
He would act a bit wild on Halfcast every now and then.
Yeah, and on.
Filthy Fellas is just a madness.
I need to check now.
Yeah, you do. Filthy Fellas is just
And
reckless.
I would say I wouldn't say he's reckless on Alhan's thing. I think he's too like, you know what I mean?
He can
Too
go.
pally, and everyone's great, but it's whatever, innit?
He can go, but Alhan, you can't like. That's Alhan's stage.
Alhan
Don't need
keeps
to.
it true on that for me, so it's fine.
Yeah, but he went in like a G yesterday. Alhan, like, you need friends like him, mate. That's who you need, friends like Alhan, mate. Because if Poet gets his job back, it's got to have a lot to do with him.
Yeah, but do you think he'll get his job back? Because I think as soon as they suspend you, you're fucked.
I think they'll get away with it. Jamie Carragher still worked for Sky Sports, and he never
That's
actually got
true.
suspended. He went
did
and
get
worked.
suspended. I didn't expect that.
He went and worked abroad.
I didn't expect after. If you remember, the first guys that got buoyed off Sky Sports was
Andy Gray,
Andy Gray and
Martin Tyler.
no,
Andy Gray, Martin
Richard
Tyler.
Keys.
Was it Richard Keys?
Richard Keys and Andy Gray. Then now they're in Dubai getting that big money. They do the same thing, but
Yeah.
for abroad.
Yeah.
They didn't let them. But I didn't think.
Big up the
Carragher-
streaming gang that know about that.
Trust me, the free gang. I ain't paying for BT Sport, man. Fuck that shit. Tell them.
No, but yeah, he'll be back, I reckon, because he's too important to the brand. They'll be stupid not to keep him for something he done 5 years ago.
It's mad though, innit?
I mean, like, Poet aside, how would you feel about someone who said something 5 years ago? Like, how seriously can you actually take that, and how upset can you get about something?
People get mad.
I mean,
But how? Why? I just don't understand how you can
remember
get
the
that
thing
upset.
about the Taken guy
Liam
saying he
Neeson.
wanted to kill like a black guy.
Yeah, but even there's people who will take sound bites, because I thought that was madness.
Yeah,
Personally,
yeah.
because he
Were
was.
you offended by what he said?
No.
You
I
could
wasn't
just
offended at
you
all.
could just be like, okay,
Because
I
of what he-
understand, or it was back then, or
Because what he said, and this is where, like, again, I'm gonna piss people off.
Yeah.
But what he said, it was a while ago now, but I can't remember exactly. What he said was something happened,
yeah,
and
To his mate.
to his friend, who he cares
the girl,
about.
the
She was
lady or
raped,
whatever. Yeah,
and at that time, he had I can't remember exactly how I'm paraphrasing, but he had a disgusting mentality, and in his head, he wanted to go out and kill any black person at that point,
Yeah.
or black bastard, or whatever he said.
Yeah.
At that point, he was telling the story.
yeah.
Now, Liam Neeson's not normal. Like, he's an actor.
Yeah.
These people go into, do you know what I mean? He's fucking, the way he explained it was shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was saying he was disgusted by his behavior.
Yeah,
if
he
you
did
watch the
come
full
out and
clip.
say that, but there was still
Do you see what I'm
people
saying?
having him on.
Yeah, of course. Like, people that are, like, know me, and like, they might actually be pissed off with me for hearing me
Saying-
say that.
yeah.
But I wasn't black, because for me, he's saying what people think today.
He's telling the truth.
Yeah. And that's mad. So you'd prefer a man to be
Just-
like,
just-
yeah, I hate every black bastard,
yeah.
and feel that way today,
Yeah.
and not say nothing.
Exactly.
And
He's
he'll be cool.
openly said
You'll
this-
sit next to him in your office on a 9 to 5,
But you're thinking some fucking madness.
but you'll be sitting. What's mad? You'll be sitting there on your phone, talking about Liam Neeson and like tweeting or whatever, mad at him for saying how he felt back in the day and how he feels disgusted by it. Whilst you're sat next to a guy who feels like that today,
Exactly.
and will smile and shake your hand and all the rest of it, pretending to like you.
Yeah, that's the worst thing about
But because he's not telling the truth, like he don't get cancelled, but Liam Neeson, I think is mad. And like John Barnes come out and he was a bit I think he's a bit excited just by hearing someone of
He
such.
does say some fucking wild, random shit as well.
I think
sometimes.
he was just excited as someone of such high stature saying he needed to be knighted or whatever, a medal. That was what he said.
Oh yeah.
Which was a bit crazy. Don't say that, especially
that pissed off a lot of people.
yeah,
as
especially
well.
when you got like when black people are upset, you don't just fucking throw salt in the wound like that, John. You need to be smart.
Because you know you're gonna flare that.
Yeah,
up.
that was it. He was cancelled as well. John Barnes got cancelled as well for a week. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. But nah, things like the Liam Neeson thing didn't bother me.
But that's
Personally.
like
I think we got bigger problems.
no, we have. But for something coming up from the past, that's a pretty big. That's one of the biggest things to come out to be said. He's openly just basically said, "I wanted to do someone something."
Yeah.
What else can someone really draw up from the past that you're gonna say?
But there's enough people that want you to do like people are saying, "Oh, it's dangerous." I get people's concerns at the time, but he didn't do anything, thank God. And number two, he's showing you how people used to think. He was a white man in Ireland.
And he's
Like, I'm not
putting
being
it
funny,
out
but
there
that was
to-
standard.
Yeah.
Just what I'm saying. That's not. It happens in England now.
100%.
There's places in England now that I can't walk around because they'll be on that crud, and it ain't because no
It's
one
like
got
you
raped.
just said, like people saying shit, people sitting next to you, shaking your hand, being all this.
Oh
being
yeah,
all nice.
they're the worst.
The bottom line is, guys, like you can never fucking tell what someone is bloody
Really thinking. Nah.
So no one can say shit. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone can be thinking something wild.
Yeah.
So who is anyone to say something about anything? But they do. Everyone
Everyone has an opinion.
everyone
Why are
has got
you?
this fucking
You're allowed
opinion.
to.
It's because everyone's got 4G. That's why everyone
Yeah.
fucking gets away with it now. They all got fucking data.
If that's what's the most interesting thing that people have got to do and rant about, then.
The cancel culture's bullshit, bro. Like it's bollocks. Let's check it. It's bollocks.
Do you
man.
think it even lasts? Like I feel like
No,
sometimes
it doesn't.
people,
No,
yeah,
it
get
doesn't. Because
cancelled.
H&M Birmingham is thriving with black people.
Oh, yeah,
And that was
yeah.
cancelled, and there was only no black people in H&M.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh, because of the jumper.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
jumper. Because the little boy was there with his mum and took a picture of the jumper. Like I think
thing.
it was a bit mad, and I think it was a marketing strategy. But and everyone's saying they were cancelling H&M. Like I'm cancelling H&M. I got a friend here who's Gucci to the max. When the Gucci
They don't
thing
care
happened the
about
other
black
day,
people, man.
they don't get. Bro, you know what? If we went down it, yeah, with as far as like things to do with what black people should cancel if this is how they
Yeah.
feel, the amount of brands would be fucked. We'd be fucked. I'm being serious.
couldn't
We'd
wear
be
any-
fucked.
Basically, it's too much opinion and just bare double standards. Like
100%.
that's it.
100%.
I just don't. Everyone's just fickle. I don't think it even lasts. Like today, you're pissed off and you cancel. Next week there'll be something else. And
People
you
want
can't
likes.
keep up with
People
everything.
want the next story to
Yeah,
be fucking
exactly.
furious.
They can't remember everything they've cancelled. This is the thing, and then they're okay with it again.
I don't know. If you're don't get me wrong, there's some people that are genuinely upset. They're genuinely like activists, and they'll stand by it. I get that, but
Yeah, not everyone. Yeah.
and you got to be consistent. You can't cancel one thing, and that was kind of like again. I got a bit of backlash from some of my friends about the whole Michael Jackson R. Kelly thing. But you need to be
Oh yeah,
consistent.
Mike weren't happy about your MJ comments.
No, you
man.
weren't. You weren't.
You weren't backing the king.
That's how I felt, innit? I'm trying to be consistent. If there's enough evidence for you, in my opinion,
Yeah.
to say you're a sex offender, especially towards kids,
People just forgot about that shit quick.
then
Man.
bro.
I think they were just drained after fucking R. Kelly. They just thought, fuck it, like we can't be asked.
There's just
This-
so
People
much
still
new news.
people not
though.
bothered about R. Kelly either. Really, like, come
Yeah.
on, really. You just on to the next thing, and this the mad thing is, there's a lot of it, and this is where you get all conspiracy theorists and that. But a lot of it's just fucking distractions, bro. Like there's some real shit going on in the
Yeah.
world, and people ain't really paying attention to what's really going on, and it's just distraction, like, and we're just so easily led by a
100%.
hashtag or a tweet or whatever, or a quick video on Instagram or whatever, and that's it. The whole world will
You
go
fucking
mad.
forget what's real and what's.
I think if you really like deeper, you really think about it. How many things have become like the biggest news ever, and the next week it's gone, and there's other things that are like the
Everything we
biggest
just
news
mentioned.
ever.
Everything we just mentioned is like it was the biggest news at one point, and then no one gave a shit anymore.
It's just so quickly. There's different things coming out that you can't physically process everything as being like mad, and then keep it on your radar there at that level.
Do you know what's mad? I don't even fucking half of the shit I find out is because of you lot.
But same way, even
I'm
I miss
so
stuff. That's
out.
the maddest thing.
I'm so
Not
out of the
everyone-
matrix that like
Yeah.
I actually don't give a. And it's so I don't watch the news. I don't even have a fucking. My mum's got a connection to the TV in the house. That's
Yeah.
about it. Like, and she watches
So where'd you get your news from if you don't watch the news? I get asked this
conversations.
because I don't watch the news. So
Conversations, so WhatsApp, bit of Instagram maybe, but even if you check the people I follow on Instagram, like actually, it's to do with business or like inspiration. I don't.
Yeah, same with like.
I'm not on no shade room shit or none of that. Like,
I don't think no one's sitting at
serious.
home.
Like,
I don't think no
laughing.
one's sitting at home in
Or
this. A lot of people in this era, just generally, who the fuck's sitting at home just actually watching TV bare? Like,
There's some people out there who will listen to and watch the news. And
I know
they will
people-
follow
I'll
it
check
still.
news. Like,
I'm a bit
online.
older though.
A lot of-
We are adults, innit?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's people. I've had full blown debates and people about stuff that's gone on in the world, stuff that's come and gone.
Yeah.
And they're talking to me about CNN and CBS and all that shit. I don't give a fuck. Like once you mention a news channel to me, I'm not interested. Propaganda's real, bro.
Oh, for that
Yeah,
reason.
for real.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
They taught me about propaganda when I was 14.
Yeah, so then where will you get the story from then?
Like I said, it'll be conversation. So WhatsApp group, someone will you're so
Yeah, but
so,
then you'll go, like if I hear a story or someone says XYZ's happened, then boom, I might go check the BBC site or I might go look
No.
at what will you read to get the story or nothing. You'll just because someone's posting
I'll
the
go on
story in it.
I'm a bit weird. So you'll tell me something happened and I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
And that's your
That's it. Like I'm more interested in like it's got to be of interest to me. It's not gonna be.
Yeah,
It's not
definitely.
gonna be like what something that happened in the world. Like someone, bro. The amount of I'm 30. I'm 36 this year.
yeah.
Think the amount of wars I've lived through, not in England but around the world, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm numb to that shit.
Yeah.
I'm numb to like you tell me, oh, this person got killed. Unless it's someone that I can actually say, yeah, I'm actually of some sort of connection, usually through music or something, or someone I looked up to business wise. Okay.
There's only so much that you can take in and not let you.
My whole psyche is a bit weird, and I don't really talk about it publicly. But a lot of this shit, I don't pay attention, bro.
Yeah.
Like Brexit to me is I watch it for entertainment.
Yeah.
It's like watching fucking
no, but
EastEnders.
you say that, but she'll say that it's very real because it affects. You talk about it all the day. about
Only
your
because,
job.
yeah, because it affects my job. It affects me at work. Like every day at work, we talk about Brexit because it affects what I'm doing.
So it's not fake.
I don't think it's
affect
fake.
you.
No, but all right.
It might affect what you do.
Let me put it this way, yeah. In my opinion, they're gonna do what the fuck they want to do.
True.
Because what's mad is they made people vote of bullshit.
Yeah, look at where we are. We've just done that.
No, but it's not even that. Like the people that voted to leave voted off bullshit, lies, blatant lies. The guy that called the referendum isn't prime minister anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even think he fucking lives in England anymore.
Yeah.
David
He
Cameron's
bounced.
living life.
He bounced.
Yeah, and then you've got Theresa May's getting battered, which is not even her fault, really. Like
And
this
most
woman's
people
got
who
given an
voted are
impossible job.
dying. They're on like their
Exactly.
deathbed, and they're
But
gonna
no,
be dead by
but
the
they've
time
been-
the decision is made.
Yeah, but check it. Like I'm not a politician. I'm not into politics. So I'm gonna speak totally ignorantly.
Yeah.
Fuck it. This is my opinion. Yeah, they told a bunch of lies to get to this position where we're at now. There's got to be an agenda.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that's gone on when we was going through the credit crunch and whatever was going on then, and they were fucking with this money that they print and it's all digital and they make it up as they go along. We had to do what the fuck we had to do to get through, and now we're here. We're still living. Do you know what I mean? The government will do what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
The powers that will be will do what the fuck they want. So we can sit here, we can worry, we can fret, we can watch the news, we can debate about it and argue it as minions. But at the end of the day, if we leave the EU tomorrow with no deal, with a deal, don't leave at all.
We're still living.
You're still gonna have to pay your fucking rent or your mortgage or buy food from wherever you buy your food from at whatever price they dictate because it's best for the country or
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah,
situation is. So I don't see the point personally in watching the news because it's not gonna make a difference to my life like that.
Yeah.
Really.
No, that's the thing. I don't actively listen. This is one of the conversations I have with someone, and someone's telling me something, and we were having a conversation. I was like, I didn't know this until you said it, and they're like, yes, we don't watch the news, Rashmi. And I'm like, I don't. Even saying that I don't want to watch the news. If you tell me this has happened and it's interesting, I'll ask you
You'll
about
check
it, and we'll have a conversation. And if it's that interesting, I'll go out and I'll search it somewhere and read it. But actually, there's so much stuff going on.
Do you think that's mad though? That really fucks with me. That someone will look down at you for not watching
yeah.
ITN or whatever the
that
fuck they
doesn't
call
look
it,
down, but
bro.
it's just a
They
bit like,
dictate what's
Listen,
news.
let me really break it exactly.
That's the statement.
I'm not new to this. Podcast could be national news.
We're making news.
We could be national
One
news.
story
We
got
could
fucking
have
headlines,
enough.
man.
We could have enough.
Fuck
Clout.
you,
You're
lot.
laughing, but it's true. What's the difference?
You going down is the fucking biggest news
No, but
out
what-
right
no, but
now
hang on,
in
no,
my
seriously.
life.
If we-
Gavin being here with a newborn,
No,
that's
forget.
the biggest news.
No,
of
forget
my
all
cycle,
that.
bro.
If we actually sat down before this and said, you know what, if we can say X,
Yeah, if we can set up X.
100 people are gonna do Y. because we know that they've got every night at 10 o'clock they sit down and they watch Resh McGavin and Firestarr, and whatever we say is fact. And in fact, so much so they'll go to work the next day and look down on the next person that didn't watch I'm Not New to This, because it's the podcast. Why do you not watch the news?
I love that.
It's bullshit, bro. Like, do your research on it. It's fucking controlled.
But the point is, there's so much fucking going on in the world. There's so much fuckery going on everywhere. Do you know what I mean? It's literally like people just picking topics. It's not actually a matter of what's more important than anything.
And what's mad, you know what
you isn't important to someone else. Maybe
and you know
have to
exactly,
accept that.
and
even more so in today's world.
Yeah.
And it's so depressing.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's a given. It is so depressing.
Some
it's
people,
not. The world is not. Why is the news so depressing?
Yeah.
Right. There's nothing good happens in the world. No. In the whole of England, all that happened today was someone fucking died. Someone got stabbed, or this person's suffering from this, or the economy's like this.
Yeah.
Like no one was born today. No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was no one's birthday.
No one got promoted, or no one's winning, or...
You know what I mean? No one made no money today, you know? You don't want to talk about all the fucking negative shit.
True shit.
And then you want to come to me and say, I'm wrong for not watching that depressing
I don't
shit.
watch that shit.
Can we just start our own news where we just talk about all the positive stuff that happens every day? Just to like,
I think
on
so.
a happy one. Like, that's what they should do.
I think so. Like, imagine you had a mate, that all they spoke about was depressing shit, death,
That's the news.
being
That's
broke.
really... That
You wouldn't be around them. But these
difficult.
people pay TV license and they'll pay fucking subscription to Sky for Sky News to watch that shit.
Yeah.
What? It don't make sense. Like, and then they'll look down, like I said.
I think
they'll
it's
look
okay
down
if
on
that's
you for not doing
interesting
it.
for you, where you want to know what's going on in the world, all the negative stuff that's happening. Sometimes there is a bit of positive, but it always is outweighed by all the depressing stuff that's happening. Then that's fine, but I don't think it's fair to say to someone, "Oh, you don't watch the news, you don't know what's going on in the world. That's really shit. That's really ignorant of you."
I think it's ignorant of them to think that is the be all and end all, because that's what you're force fed. And that's what I said. I have conversations with people about stuff going on in the world, and when they start talking about the news and where they get the information from, I can't debate with you no more. I can't have a conversation with you, because I will naturally lose respect for you, because you're not basing it off. You're not looking at a situation and coming to your own opinion. You're looking at it off. I don't even know if you fucking. This is how mad it is. Trevor McDonald, or whoever it is now, what he says and what he's reading off the teleprompter. That's your fact.
I don't think there's anything wrong with taking the news and taking some facts out of it to
that's
make
cool.
an opinion overall.
No,
Not
but people
saying
take
that
it
that's
as
the end.
facts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. People that take it as facts, I can't have a conversation
No,
with
but if you were just saying about the point about people who are just constantly on a negative, watching the negative shit.
That's what it is.
In this day and age, it's the most important it's ever been, that everyone's trying to just keep their fucking mind state and keep up.
Yeah, but it's even easier now though, bro.
It is, because you could switch on to just watching positive shit 24/7, and that's only going to help you. It's not going to do harm. Like, it's not going to do no harm.
I swear down, my son don't know how to use Sky. If you get handing my son a Sky remote now, he would not know how to use it.
Yeah.
But he will show you
And
any.
that's so mad,
he will
because
show
man
you.
grew up on fucking Sky TV.
I begged my parents to get Sky. Yeah, but my son don't know how to
And when
use
it
Sky.
landed, it was like fucking...
But you tell him to find you something on the internet, he'll do it like that.
Yeah.
But what he takes in is just what you can govern that. If you obviously you got to make sure you know what your child's watching.
Yeah.
But it's positive, and the other day, he was watching some like Discovery Channel type stuff. I find fucking boring.
Yeah.
My man, what did he say to me? He goes, "Oh, one day we're gonna go and live on Mars." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, right, in a certain amount of time we're gonna go live on Mars."
Shit.
And I was like, where'd you get that from?
What are you talking about?
Because he was watching it on YouTube. We're going to go and live on Mars because there's not going to be enough resources on Earth. He's 7 years old, bro.
But at least he's...
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's because he's tapped into something different. Whereas you get the average child's going to be watching fucking Blue Peter or something.
Yeah, no, well, that's what we were watching when we were...
Learning how to fold. I didn't watch Blue Peter. Fucking hated Blue Peter.
Art Attack.
Yeah,
Remember
Art Attack. I was Art Attack man still. But that's not productive. It's not taking their mind to a different level, and you're more controlled.
Yeah.
In this day and age, you're more free. And I swear, I've got no Sky, I haven't got no reason to pay a TV license, basically. You know what I mean? I watch BBC One for Match of the Day on a Saturday, and that's it. Oh, Love Island. I'm a Love Island.
You watched that?
Yeah,
Oh my God,
I'm
Gavin,
into
we
Love
can't be
Island.
friends.
Really?
anymore.
Yeah, bruv. You gotta have a little bit.
I'm cancelling you, Gavin.
You gotta have
For
a
that
little.
statement.
I'm gonna say, like, YouTube's just as bad as the TV. I watch a lot. I consume a lot of
I watch
YouTube.
a lot of YouTube, man.
Which is just as bad as watching a lot of TV, but I can dictate what I watch.
Well, you say that, but you'll start off trying to watch one thing and end up watching a fucking.
Yeah, there'll be like so
I'll
many
be watching
options.
someone build a hut with his foot or some fucking crazy dumb shit like that.
You don't have to watch the
Yeah, but-
autoplay,
yeah,
bro.
it's just like, bro, people say all the time, you start watching one thing and you end up watching like.
Something completely random.
Really?
It's wild,
targeting
bro.
you
I
with
get
everything.
lost. I get lost in the tube. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a big rabbit hole. It is a big